product design is the most difficult task in marketing. Well, not for us. The main goal here is to pick the right component and mix it with the customer needs and the core customer needs to make the best product possible. For each quarter, we have to enter a new segment and review based on the competitors' performance. We designed our product carefully and choose features to really help you in your session this case, hopefully not. Clever of us, we chose the mountain segment to enter the market with because it has less demand, and our competitors will go to the recreation one because it has higher demand. Luckily, we were right. And we were the least for this quarter. So the next thing is to review what competitors did, and enter the new market. It's got really tricky when our engineers add the new features, which really can flip the game. So we ditched our old bikes and made couples in each segment. We get 2 mountain bikes that has 23% of the market share, and 3 recreation bikes that got 23% of the market share, and 2 speeds that got the highest one, which is 25% of the market share. And by the way, all of them got excellent reviews.
Now, time for the boring stuff. Throughout our simulation, we opted for a customer value-based pricing method. This meant that the products we created were made with both good quality and were provided with a good service. And so in turn, we sold the products at a fair price to customers. The first market that we entered was the market for mountain bikes. Our first bike was called the Mountain Climber 1.0, where we used a market penetration scheme. We offered a cheaper price than the price that customers were willing to pay, as well as including a rebate in order to bring in customers and create a wide market share. This proved to work really well with our customers, and after the second quarter, we held 79% of the market share for that segment. We began to experiment a little bit more with our prices in the following quarters, as we thought we had a good standing. Didn't really work too well in our favour, and so in the later quarters we had to adjust our prices after analysing our competitors and opt for a competitive pricing method. As you can see, in quarter 2 we held a pretty good standing, and then by quarter 5 we were one of the weaker companies. While our competitors had similar bikes to us, we decided lowering our selling price and adding higher rebates would give us a competitive edge in the market. For the latest bikes, we opted for a market skimming price scheme in order to match the higher quality and better design of the newer bikes, especially on our Speed Max bike, in order to create more competition. Even though we made fewer sales in this quarter, we happened to have the most profitable. By the final quarter, we decreased most of our bikes, only slightly below our competitors, including our rebates, which did work extremely well in our favour, as by the end we had over 15 million in sales in quarter 6.
So the aspect of place in this simulation is very important. How is it important? Well, the place determines where a store is opened and funnels brands into different cities. However, even with a small misstep, there are detrimental consequences, as a brand could be sent into a city with low market potential, ultimately leading to lower sales. For the first quarter, I opened a store at New York because it had the best pizza. Just kidding. It was because it had the most market potential for mountain bikes. For quarter 2, I opened the Rio de Janeiro store, as it had the second highest market potential for mountain bikes. Regarding salespeople, I put a total of 6 people operating in New York. For quarter 3, our group decided to enter the recreation market, hence I opened the store in Amsterdam, as it had the highest market potential for recreation. As for salespeople, I put a total of I put 6 people into the newly opened store of Rio. As Q4 was in the growth stage, we decided to implement a lot more market salespeople into New York, Amsterdam, and Rio. Also, I opened the store in Bangalore. To start Q5, I made a mistake by over implementing salespeople, which caused for customers to feel uncomfortable. However, I changed it back to 14 people in the next quarter, which fixed our problems. As you can see, our sales were not as high as they should be, and with the fixing of having less people, our sales were much higher.
So when we began advertising for our bikes, we really had to work close with our brand management team, who were responsible for creating our bikes, and really think what is the best way to really present our individual bikes and its amazing features. So we did some digging through our customer needs and taking what they really desired, so that when they see our ads on our media placements, such as the local ads that are placed on the cities or our personal website or Google web search, they really feel the urge to say, you know what, just take my money. And we understood that why some people might prefer quality and exclusivity, some prefer affordable and just fun bikes that are easy to ride. So it was really important for us to showcase all individual bikes that are made for different purposes, so that everyone can say, you know what, yeah, that one's my bike. When it came to media placement, we used our left side of the brain, as it is all about logical reasoning and numbers and critical thinking. So we made sure that the number of our ads were based on the demand and market potentials for those cities, and we used the basic 5% rule. For our last quarter, we had a total budget of $92,900, and this included our social media campaign and web pages. Our main advertising focus was our speed bikes, and then our mounting and the recreational bikes, with total expenses reaching to $718,000, in which we started with only 33. For each quarter, we reviewed our group performance along with other group results, so that we could assimilate from other group, totally not copying or anything, but that had the best results and see what improvements we could have made. And as a result, we became the highest group, the highest mark, 98% for marketing effectiveness, with a perfect 100% score for our speed bikes.
Our brand has successfully created a range of bikes developed from matching market research to our designs and upgrading our bikes when the technology allowed it. Our ultra comfort bikes stopped bums from getting sore, our mountain bikes allowed people to take on their Everest, and our speed bikes enabled our riders to race like Ferraris on the road. But it's not just our bikes that speak for our performance. We have surpassed all the other brands by over 7% total performance. We here at BHIKING see ourselves as the #1 brand in the market. Our market performance sat 8 points higher than all the other brands, and effectiveness sat at 1.5 points higher. But most importantly was our financial performance, which sat at 18.23 points higher than all the other brands in our market competition group. Our marketing mix is a term coined that stands for our product, price, place, and performance, which were key factors that we worked on through our simulation. The 4 Ps enabled us to cover the main elements we needed for biking to take off like a cyclist on performance-enhancing drugs. As you can see, we are a company that embraces risks and learning from our mistakes. We have taken small measured risks, such as our market penetration scheme with our original mountain bike, when everyone else entered the recreation market, then learning from their successes and pitfalls in the other areas, we improved our brand. This meant that we had a better overview of our market and how our customers were responding to other brands. We think our brand is the one to stick to, and we can't wait for you to join us. Thank you.